Greetings. Greetings. We are back. It's the 9 Dimes Project. And this video is why building wealth should be a requirement. So imagine you're mapping out the years for your parents or one of your parents or both of your parents, and you're mapping out 30, 40, 50 years. And you say if they don't have enough to really take care of themselves the way you think they should be taken care of, how much would that be? And I did this for one of my parents, and it turns out for just 30 years I'd need over $6 million to take care of all their needs. So, and that's why I stopped asking, should I build wealth? And then I started asking, how fast can I get there? And today we're showing you the real numbers behind why building wealth isn't a choice, it's a responsibility. So it's not about getting rich for a car or a house. It's about never having to choose between your family's dignity and your bank account. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why we're here and why every single video matters. So a quick disclaimer, we're not financial advisors and this isn't financial advice, but these are real numbers and we can't pretend they don't exist. This is the world we live in, and it's not making them go away. There's inflation, there's a certain lifestyle you want your parents to live or continue to live in. So this is a real reality check. So let's get into it. The real cost of love and what taking care of family actually costs. So we're going to go through some numbers of like taking care of your parents. I know most of my audience aren't, their parents aren't that old yet, but in 20 to 30 years, they will be. So let's say your parent is in their 60s or 70s, and they could potentially live another 30, 40 years. So we're talking in 2026 dollars now. 20 or 30 years from now, it could be more. It will be more. Just depends. Who knows what's going to happen with the world? So let's say one of your parents needs dental implants, $2,026. Depending on where you get them at, it'll be around 50 grand. So it's not cosmetic, it's to actually, so they have teeth to eat and avoid bone loss. And let's say your parents or one of your parents doesn't have a house, they're renting, but they need to be in a home so they can live comfortably for the rest of their years. It's not crazy to say, even in lower income type states. I mean, $1 million wouldn't be crazy. Let's say I want a 4-bedroom house with a few acres. Plus, if they have a guest house, wouldn't be a bad idea either. Because let's say they need a caregiver, around the clock caregiver. The caregiver could have that space in the guest house. Because if they're working around the clock, they'll need the space. It's not a luxury. It's just really logistics. And then look at the cost of the caregiver. Let's see. Let's say start at around 12 hours a day, at $25 an hour. That's $109,500 per year. And if it turns out she needs, or he needs, your mother or your father needs 24-hour care as they age, and then that number's going to jump to $219,000 a year. And average that over 30 years, that's $164,250 a year times 30. That's $4.9 million. And that's nearly 80% of the total costs just for care. And so here's the rest. So healthcare beyond Medicare, copays, prescriptions, specialists, dental care, vision, that's $200,000 over 30 years. And then vehicle maintenance or a future replacement is $102,000. And then that's going to bring the total to $6.25 million in today's dollars. So when you extrapolate the length of time, the cost, that's what it's going to cost. So think about if your parents needed you tomorrow to pay that cost, not in 30 years, but next month, could you write that check? Could you even write any of the checks? So your parents couldn't do this for their parents. What happened? Medicaid, nursing homes, compromised care, family stress, guilt. Will you repeat the cycle or will you break it? So what happens if you can't afford it? The alternative to wealth isn't getting by, it's suffering. A GoFundMe campaign and asking strangers because you didn't plan, that's just not going to work. And then you'll have family arguments about who pays how much. Why is one sibling carrying the whole burden? Then the financial stress from the caregiving is the number one reason families fall apart. When you're talking about siblings and such. So wealth solves any problems dealing that money can solve. And poverty creates relationship problems that never heal. Medicaid exists, but here's what that means. Medicaid is like shared rooms, long wait lists for care for any illnesses, sometimes 12 to 18 months, and you have limited choice in the facilities. And you don't want your parents just staying anywhere. Some of these places just aren't that great to live in, and the care is just not there. So you take what's available, not what's best. But your parents deserve better than what's available. I mean, most people, in most cases, some people don't like their parents. And that's just the way it is. Keeping it real. Medicaid is a safety net, not a plan. So don't make it your plan. It's an emotional toll, the real cost nobody talks about. Like we mentioned earlier, is the guilt that you can't afford what they need, and then stress. Every medical decision is framed by can you afford it? And then you'll feel helplessness watching someone you love receive less than they deserve. And so here's a stat: 44 million Americans are informal caregivers right now. Caregivers over 40 have a 40% higher mortality rate than non-caregivers. And this is happening to millions of people every day. So the person without the wealth becomes the burden. Your parents become a worry instead of a priority. You make medical decisions based on cost, not care. Your siblings resent the unequal burden. You age faster from the stress. Poverty doesn't just cost money, it costs everything. All right, as we close, the math that makes it non-negotiable. So $6.2 million sounds impossible until you add time and compound growth. In scenario A, you start at 18 and you invest $500 a month at your 8% average return for 30 years. That's $1.7 million. And then scenario B, if you start at 18 and you invest $1,500 a month at the same rate, 8% for 30 years, that's $5.1 million. So that $1,500 isn't all from one job. It's income, side business, reinvested returns. Multiple income streams plus investing closes the gap. So the delay tax, every year you wait costs emotionally more. If you start at 25 instead of 18, you need $2,100 a month to hit $5.1 million. If you start at 35, you need $6,200 a month. Waiting just 5 years costs you roughly 30% more per month forever. Time is one resource you cannot get back, so don't waste it. The power of compound growth. Year one, you invest $18,000 and you earn $1,440 in returns. It seems small, but in year five, your balance is $89,000, and that year your return is $7,120, more than half your annual contribution. In year 20, your balance is $820,000 with an annual return of $66,000. And that's without adding a dime. And then in year 30, you're earning $200,000 per year in just returns. And that's without putting any more money in it. So your money starts working harder than you do, but only if you start. That's why this channel exists, because these numbers are real and most people don't see them until it's too late. By the time you're 40 and your parents start needing help, if you haven't built wealth, you're 18 years behind. But if you start now, even with $300 a month, you're not scrambling at 40. You're making decisions from strength. And this is never having to choose between your parents' dignity and your family's stability. That's what makes wealth not an option. It's a requirement. All right, so we have our free tools, wealth building tools, in the description. And comment below who are you building wealth for. It doesn't have to be a parent. It could be your future children, your siblings, yourself. But you need a reason that's bigger than a paycheck. And Friday, I'm going to kick off July with a 3-part series on getting hired, because income is the engine, but never forget why the engine needs to run. All right, it's July. Shout out to Cancer the Crab. And we'll see you in the next one.